Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Ready from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Clearwater Toyota, and guess what? I have that one vehicle that's about to be redesigned, but should you really wait for that redesign? That's what we're gonna find out. And what we're gonna do it is with this vehicle. This is a 2025 Toyota RAV4 Plug-in Hybrid. If that sounds confusing, this used to be called RAV4 Prime. But before we get into this all-wheel drive plug-in version of the RAV4, let's talk about what's going on here. So there's been a lot of changes since 2021 with the birth of this vehicle. Toyota has stuck to their guns when it comes to hybrid technology, and this RAV4 plug-in hybrid really brings a lot of tech, because guess what? Not only does it have a little over 300 horsepower, it's also the second fastest accelerating Toyota next to the mighty Toyota Supra. Now, at the end of the day, on top of that, it could really rack up the mileage and do it for a low cost. But like I said at the start of this video, we are on the cusp of the redesign of the 2026 RAV4. So what I want to find out is, does it pay to roll the dice and wait for the RAV4 for 2026, the redesign, or should you jump on one of these now? Because guess what? It is here in front of us. Why don't we go ahead, let's dive into our RAV4 plug-in hybrid and see if we can find out. Right off the bat, one of my favorite Toyota colors, it's called Blueprint. And depending on how much light there is, sometimes it looks black, and other times, like right now in the Florida sun, you can see all that metal flake. More metal flake than a bass fishing boat. We're gonna have full LED daytime running lamps, turn signals, and headlights, and they even gave us some extra lighting in the lower corners. Little bit of gloss black, everything else is nicely done in Blueprint. On the lower portion, you do have some functional venting, and I like the way that they did this platinum silver metallic along the lower lip. But definitely still has a contemporary design. It's one of those things that I think the RAV4 has been aging very nicely overall compared to, say, like a Tucson. I think 5 years from now, people are gonna look at Tucsons and be like, This, it's still doable. Now, as we work across the front grille area, because of this being a top trim, you're gonna notice the dark chrome accent, the gloss black on the grille, forward-facing camera, which is really nice. And then working our way down, you do have some gloss black along the lower bumper area, and you have that functional venting in the center. But like I said, the great news is that even though this is a plug-in hybrid, it still looks like a regular traditional RAV4. Now, as we work our way up, love the way they did the hood with this plateau portion in the center and the higher rises on the outside. As we come around the bend on this sporty XSE trim, what do we got going on? Here's our wheel and tire setup. So machine aluminum with the gloss black, very unique design all the way around. If you're wondering, well, what's the size of this? 19-inch wheel, tires are 235 on the width, 55 series sidewall, and you do get the metallic black around the fender openings. I'm okay with it because of our color. If this was white, I would hate it. So let me know what you think about the fender openings in the comment section. You'll also notice on the RAV4 plug-in, you do get these bright red shock absorbers. These are unique to this vehicle. Very interesting how they're bright red. I don't know why, but like I said, they are unique to this platform. This does have all-wheel drive. You have an electric motor out back that drives the rear wheels. And other than that, I think the wheel design fits very well with the aesthetics of our RAV4. Coming down the side, you're gonna get that metallic black on the mirror caps. You have your turn signals nice and slim. Even though this is an XSE trim, I don't know why they have the bright shiny on top of the window opening. So I am gonna zonk that. You'll notice we have two-tone, the metallic black with our black roof rails, makes everything very kind of blended in. Another thing that's kind of weird is that they did the metallic black on the bottom of the doors, but the weirdest part is where they put the all-wheel drive badge. Why, oh why, are you putting it down there? Doesn't make any sense. So we got to zonk it. Working our way towards the rear, nice quarter window. You can see where they split the two-tone blueprint, and that's the metallic black. Spinning it around the backside, you're going to get that nice roof spoiler. This has got to go. So we got to zonk the rear wiper. They need to get rid of that. Like the way they did the platinum silver, like they did on the front. RAV4 badge, they still put the Prime badge on it, which is kind of bizarre as well, even though they don't call it the Prime anymore. XSE trim, and like I said, this is a plug-in electric hybrid. And then working our way down, normally something you don't see on a lot of plug-in hybrids is you do have an exposed exhaust on each side with the stainless steel tips. Something that, it's one of those things, let me know in the comment section, do you like having the exposed exhaust or do you not? I think it's nice that it does have those finished stainless steel exhaust tips. But why don't we go ahead, the big talk of the town with this plug-in RAV4 is what's underneath the hood. So let's go check it out and see what the details are. All right guys, we got the hood popped. Underneath the hood is that tried and true power plant. What are we talking about? That is a 2.5 liter inline four naturally aspirated engine. It's going to be paired to 2 electric motors. That's going to give us a combined 302 horsepower. That's quite stout in this vehicle. It is mated to a CVT to get maximum MPGs, but here's the kicker. 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds, quarter mile in 14 seconds flat at 99 miles an hour. MPGs, 40 in the city, 36 on the highway, 38 combined. With the plug-in hybrid component, you're looking at 105 MPGEs in the city. And the best part is because this is a plug-in electric hybrid, it means that you can drive up to 42 miles of pure EV. So think about it. If you live 20 miles away from work, you could drive to work and back and not even use a drop of gas. But why don't we go ahead, let's turn this thing on and see it move. Hi guys, we are inside this 2025 Toyota RAV4 plug-in hybrid. Used to be called the Prime, now they call it plug-in hybrid, but it has a Prime badge. Anyways, I know you're saying to yourself, well Joe, I really need a Swiss Army knife of vehicles. I do so much driving, I do so much carrying of goods, and I provide a lot of services. How much is this RAV4 plug-in hybrid XSE trim? This particular one, the way that it's optioned, has an MSRP of $53,000. Let's see if it's as versatile as Toyota says it is. To the door panels. Love the clean style. Still looks good. The red contrast stitching, little bit of silver, no gloss black. Soft touch on the armrest. Door pocket is very, very tight. You might be able to get 5 Pop-Tarts in there and a bottle of Yoo-Hoo. And then you'll notice the fancy dancy speaker grill cover that it actually says RAV4 embossed on it. Going from the door panel to the dash, more soft touch, more red stitching. You got your Twinkie tray and the JBL premium sound system. Flow on in, you got a nice large infotainment system, 9-inch infotainment system screen, full touchscreen capability. You can put up your energy flow, all new gauges. Love the way they show that. Of course, navigation and everything else. And it does have the Toyota latest multimedia software. You got a real volume knob. Let me throw it in reverse. It's decent. You do have trajectory and 360. And then you'll notice the largest AC controls you'll ever see in the auto industry. Easy grip, no slipping on that. Get your blower fan, dual climate control. 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats, really nice. You got your activation of your 120 volt. Down below, let me get the shifter out of the way. You do have a 12 volt USB-A and wireless charging. This is going to control your CVT. You got your mode selector knob, including trail mode and pure EV. 2 large cup holders. It actually says, well, that's the Prius key fob. Let me show you the key fob from this vehicle. RAV4, that makes more sense. And then there's all our buttons. You could actually turn on the AC as you're walking up to the car. soft touch with the stitching. Open it up, we got trash. Love it when they do that. 2 USB-Cs, and you could basically put 4 Rubik's Cubes in there. Believe it or not, Steven actually once won the Pasco County Rubik's Cube Championships. He was able to solve one in 3 seconds. So now he has a trophy that sometimes he likes to bring around and show off to people. Seats, the soft text. I love all of the embroidery, the stitching. Power seats for the passenger. Power seats, of course, for the driver. And then you do have a power shade with a panoramic sunroof and a digital rearview mirror. That's another nice touch. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Prius. I mean, RAV4. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have your power seat controls, easy to get to. Love that. Seats are so comfy, as they should be, because you're not going to be stopping at the gas station very much for fuel. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here. Steering wheel, you got that same Babe Ruth baseball stitching. Nice leather. Got your blacked out switch gear on the steering wheel. You do have manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, heated steering wheel, and we have that great camera view. Watch this on the dash with the infotainment system. Look at how it scans to make sure that you're not going to run over anybody when you back out of your spot. And then on top of that, you have your 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. You go into your different modes. Look at this. It's like a freaking video game with your RAV4. Really nice graphics. This is why I say, should you wait? I don't know. You tell me in the comment section. And there's a full color head-up display. But why don't we go ahead? Let's get in the back seat, because I can't wait to take you for a spin in this RAV4. All right, guys, backseat time. This is another like piece of magic that the Toyota engineers and designers did. I mean, we're sitting on the battery pack, and there's plenty of room in here. I mean, I don't know how they did it, but they did it. Large pockets is where you're gonna wanna put your Oreos, your Chips Ahoy. That's one of the things I never liked about Chips Ahoy. Chips Ahoy cookies are great if you have milk. If you don't have milk, they suck. Whereas with an Oreo, I feel like you can still eat it without the milk, even though I do like to dunk my Oreos in milk as well. But I guess it's just one of life's problems. Back of the command center, you do have your AC vents. You do have USB-Cs as well. I like the way they have plastic down here, because if you have somebody sitting in the middle, especially if they're like Steven and they always have dirty shoes, it's not gonna rip up the carpet because there's no carpet there. It's plastic. I like that. Sitting here though, not even close to the headliner. Seats are as comfy as be. They are heated, one stage heated. You actually push the button in the armrest to turn it on. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unbuckle that, because look, semi-soft, 2 cup holders. And the seats look good. I mean, look at that. Love the stitching. They did a great job. Now it's that time. Let's get into the cargo area, because we're this close to going for a drive. Let's get back there. All right, guys, time to get in the cargo area. Hit the button. XSE trim has a nice power lift back. You're gonna be greeted to a ton of space. I love how low the cargo floor is. There's our JBL subwoofer. And then of course, the seats are gonna fold down 60-40 split. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And this is quite substantial with it being a plug-in electric hybrid to still have all that great room. And look, it's almost totally flat. What do we have underneath? You get a spare as well. Holy crap, that is rare. This is like a rare piece here. Well, why don't we go ahead? Let's go see if it all comes together. 302 horsepower in this? Let's go on throttle and see how it drives. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 RAV4 plug-in hybrid. And right away, with a little over 300 horsepower, you're not gonna have to worry one bit about merging when you get on the highway. I do have it in sport mode. And of course, we have that all-wheel drive with an electric motor out on the rear axle powering the rear wheels. Getting to the infotainment system is well within reach. And, you know, it's one of those vehicles that they just got so right. I mean, everything about it, from the comfort of the seats, the digital gauge cluster, the different drive modes, it just really makes sense. And like I had mentioned earlier, is that I know that there is a redesign coming for 2026, but I'm not so sure that you want to wait for that redesign, this could be the way to go, especially because we know what it is. It's available here and now, and it really performs super, super well. Going down the road, the overall dimensions of the RAV4 are really, really good, being a compact crossover. And because this is a plug-in electric hybrid, you do have that lower center of gravity. And on top of that, we are getting 42 miles of pure EV range. That is really, really phenomenal. It is kind of like a Swiss Army knife. It does a lot of things, and some of those things it does very, very well. 0 to 60 in about 5.4 seconds. No RAV4 has done that before or since, besides the one that we're in, the plug-in electric hybrid version. You got the JBL sound system, all of the great storage spaces, and these RAV4s are just built so well. But going down the road, it's like once you get one of these, you really don't need any other vehicle because of how versatile it is. And for those that live up north and get the snow, for those down south that get the hurricanes and the sand, the all-wheel drive system does a great job. Now, is it as good as an all-wheel drive system with a physical drive shaft? No, it does have its downsides. But all things considering, it really is a perfectly rounded vehicle. The other thing you're gonna love is you're not gonna notice when that internal combustion engine is gonna turn on and off. It's a very smooth operation and very seamless. Let's go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. So nice, like I said, with the acceleration. You do have a CVT, but remember that that is really the best way to get the highest fuel economy is with a CVT. So just something to think about. And the digital gauge cluster is just a dream. It's very easy to read. It's well laid out. You have your different drive modes that allow you to really kind of set the personality of what kind of driving experience that you want for any given day. And then you got tons of room for your passengers and all your stuff. All the great Toyota sensing technology, and a panoramic sunroof to boot. So they really got you covered in so many ways with this RAV4 hybrid. Of course, like I said, getting to the infotainment system is well within reach. We could bring up the energy flow, which is really cool to kind of show you the battery pack, the electric motors, the internal combustion engine, and where that power is coming from and how it's being used. That is something that they did update since 2021, is the graphics on the power flow display. Hands down. On throttle, here we go. So I don't know if you heard, but there was a little traction lost, and then that's when the electric motor out back comes into play. So that is the one downside, is you gotta wait for the electric motor to flip on to give you the traction. But other than that, really, really great system. And I think you're gonna be very, very impressed with driving one of these day in and day out. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of what the RAV4 hybrid, the plug-in hybrid, is bringing. We're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day in so many ways here at Clearwater Toyota. Definitely got to thank Steven and the rest of the crew getting us access to this RAV4 plug-in hybrid, the XSE trim. Let me know what you think. Is this worth a serious look? Or are you gonna wait for a 2026 RAV4? Very curious to see what you got to say. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rise family. We got to get out to Stephen Flood. You know, he's lifting heavier and heavier weights every day. He just got a special Stephen Flood photography weight belt. And he's also got his special Stephen Flood photography protein shake coming out soon. So definitely look forward to that in your local gym. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.